Alright everyone, welcome back to Anonymod. You got your safety glasses? Good. Today we're doing something a little different, something really cool. We're talking about open source intelligence, OSINT for short, and how you can use it to become like an internet detective. Now, before you click away thinking this is just for like super hackers in dark rooms, trust me on this one. OSINT is crazy powerful, even for us regular folks. It's all about finding and using information that's already out there, publicly available, to learn more about something. We're talking about tools and techniques to map out a company's network, find someone's online footprint, or even uncover hidden connections. Basically, if you've ever wanted to be able to find anything on the internet, this is the video for you. So smash that like button, hit subscribe so you don't miss out on the next awesome upload, and let's dive in. First up, we've got Maltego, and let me tell you, this thing is a beast. This isn't your grandma's genealogy software, folks. We're talking next-level relationship mapping. Imagine this. You enter a target like a domain name, and Maltego goes full Sherlock Holmes on it, digging up email addresses, IP addresses, even usernames associated with that domain. But here's where it gets really juicy. Maltego doesn't just give you a list, it visually maps out all these connections. You can see how different pieces of information relate to each other, like who's emailing who, what websites are hosted on the same server. It's like connecting the dots in a giant conspiracy board, except it's all real and it's all happening right there on your screen. Let's say you're investigating a phishing campaign. You've got a suspicious email address. You punch that into Maltego and bam, it spits out a web of connections. You see it's linked to a bunch of fake social media profiles, all leading back to a shady domain registered in some far-off country. You see the patterns, the connections, it all starts to make sense. And the best part? It's surprisingly intuitive to use. Maltego has a bunch of built-in transforms, which are basically automated tasks that do the heavy lifting for you. So you don't need to be a coding wizard to make sense of all this data. The software does a lot of the work for you. But don't let the user-friendliness fool you. Maltego is a powerful tool used by security professionals and investigators worldwide, and for good reason. It gives you that deep dive, that X-ray vision into the digital world that most people don't even know exists. So if you're serious about OSINT and you want to uncover those hidden connections, Maltego is your new best friend. Just, use it responsibly. Don't go full-on stalker mode with it, alright? Alright, moving on to something a little different, a little more revealing. Ever heard of Shodan? It's like Google, but instead of indexing websites, it indexes devices. And I'm not just talking about your laptop or phone, I'm talking about everything connected to the internet. Think webcams, traffic lights, industrial control systems, you name it, Shodan probably knows about it. Now you might be thinking, why is this a big deal? Well, imagine being able to find every single webcam in a city that's publicly accessible because someone forgot to set a password. Or imagine being able to see all the traffic lights in a certain area that are running outdated and potentially vulnerable software. That's the kind of power Shodan gives you. It's a treasure trove of information for security researchers, ethical hackers, and anyone who wants to understand the vast and sometimes terrifying landscape of the Internet of Things. But with great power comes great responsibility, am I right? Shodan is an incredibly powerful tool, and it's important to use it ethically and legally. Don't go using it to spy on your neighbors or mess with critical infrastructure. Nobody wants to be responsible for a traffic light apocalypse, right? Instead, think of Shodan as a way to learn about the security posture of your own devices and networks. You can use it to see what kind of information you're exposing to the world and take steps to protect yourself. Plus, it's just plain fascinating to poke around in. You can literally find anything on Shodan, from unprotected baby monitors to nuclear power plant control systems. It's a real eye-opener into the interconnected world we live in. So if you're ready to explore the hidden corners of the internet and see the world through the eyes of a machine, Shodan is the tool for you. Just remember, with great power, you know the rest. Chapter 3. The Harvester Reaping Data from the Digital Fields. Alright, buckle up, because we're about to get into some command line action with the Harvester. Now before you click away thinking this is only for hardcore techies, hear me out. The Harvester is a powerful tool that even someone with basic computer skills can use to gather some seriously valuable information. Think of it like this. You're a farmer, and the internet is a vast field ripe for the harvest. But instead of crops, we're after data. Specifically, we're looking for email addresses, subdomains, open ports, basically anything that can help us build a profile of our target. Now you might be thinking, why do I need all this information? Well, let's say you're a security professional tasked with penetration testing. You need to find potential vulnerabilities in a company's system. The Harvester can help you identify email addresses that might be susceptible to phishing attacks, subdomains that could be used to launch further attacks, and open ports that could be exploited. But it's not just for security professionals. Businesses can use the Harvester to gather competitive intelligence, like identifying potential partners or keeping tabs on what their competitors are up to. Investigators can use it to track down leads and gather evidence. The possibilities are honestly pretty endless. Now, I know what you're thinking. Command line? Sounds complicated, but trust me, it's not as scary as it sounds. The Harvester is actually pretty user-friendly. You just need to know a few basic commands and you're good to go. Plus, there are tons of resources available online to help you get started. You can find tutorials, cheat sheets, and even pre-built scripts that automate the whole process. It's like having a personal army of data-gathering robots at your fingertips. So if you're ready to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty with some command line magic, the Harvester is the tool for you. Just remember, with great data comes great responsibility. Use your powers for good, my friends. Chapter 4, Google Dorking, Unearthing Secrets with Clever Searches. Alright, let's talk Google Dorking. Now before you picture some dude in a basement furiously typing into a search bar, hold on. It's not that crazy, I promise. This is about using Google, the tool we all know and love, in ways you probably haven't even imagined. See, most people use Google for basic searches, right? Cat videos, restaurant reviews, the latest memes. But Google is capable of so much more. It's like a giant library, and with the right search terms you can unlock some seriously juicy information. We're talking about finding hidden files, sensitive documents, and all sorts of goodies that people didn't intend to make public. Think of it like this. Every website has a bunch of doors and windows. And Google Dorking is about finding those secret entrances that the website owner might not even know exist. It's about crafting precise search queries using specific keywords and operators to tell Google exactly what you're looking for. For example, let's say you're researching a company and you want to find any PDFs they might have accidentally left publicly accessible. You could use a Google Dorking query like site-example.com file type PDF to find all PDF files hosted on their domain. Or maybe you're investigating a data breach and you want to see if any sensitive information from a specific website has been leaked online. You could use a query like site-pastebin.com confidential example.com to find any pastes on Pastebin that contain the words confidential and example.com. The possibilities are seriously endless, and it's surprisingly easy to get started. There are tons of resources available online that list common Google Dorking operators and techniques. You can even find pre-built Dorking queries for specific tasks, like finding vulnerable webcams or exposed databases. So, if you're ready to unleash your inner digital detective and uncover the hidden secrets of the web, Google Dorking is your new secret weapon. Just remember, with great power, well, you know the drill. Chapter 5, Reconnaissance, Automating Your Inner Cyber Sleuth. Alright, let's talk Reconnaissance, the tool for those who like to automate their OSINT gathering. Now, if you're anything like me, you love efficiency. You want to get the most out of your time and effort, especially when it comes to something as time-consuming as Reconnaissance. That's where Reconnaissance comes in. Think of Reconnaissance as your personal army of digital interns, tirelessly scouring the web for information based on your commands. It's a powerful framework that automates the process of reconnaissance, making it faster, easier, and way more efficient than doing it manually. With Reconnaissance, you can run a series of automated tasks, called modules, that gather information from various sources like search engines, social media platforms, and even the dark web. It's like having a Swiss Army knife of OSINT tools, all neatly packaged into one powerful framework. So how does it actually work? Well, you start by choosing a target, like a company domain or an individual's username. Then, you select the modules you want to run, based on the kind of information you're looking for. Reconnaissance takes care of the rest, automatically gathering and organizing the data for you. For example, let's say you're a security researcher investigating a phishing campaign. You can use Reconnaissance to automatically gather email addresses, social media profiles, and even phone numbers associated with the campaign. This information can then be used to track down the attackers and take down their operation. or maybe you're a journalist working on an investigative piece. You can use Reconnaissance to uncover hidden connections between individuals, organizations, and events. This information can help you build a stronger case and expose the truth. Reconnaissance is a powerful tool for anyone who needs to gather information quickly and efficiently. It's used by security professionals, law enforcement agencies, journalists, and even marketers to gain a competitive edge. So if you're ready to take your OSINT game to the next level and automate your inner cyber sleuth, Reconnaissance is the tool for you. Just remember, with great automation comes great responsibility. Use your powers wisely, my friends. Chapter 6. Stay curious, stay ethical. So there you have it, folks, a crash course in the wild world of OSINT tools. From mapping connections with Maltego to uncovering secrets with Google Dorking, we've barely scratched the surface of what's possible with these powerful tools. Remember, knowledge is power, and in the digital age, knowing how to find and use information is more important than ever. These tools can be used for good or for evil, so it's up to you to use them responsibly and ethically. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Anonymod for more cybersecurity tips and tutorials. Stay curious, stay ethical, and I'll catch you in the next one.